Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, The Ignorant Intellectual on Media. And today I thought we'd do the next installment of my movie library, my film library. We've done up to what? We've done up to H's now, and we're going to go on to I. So I'm going to do the I's, and I'm thinking the I's might not be super long, so I'll probably do the J's as well. But yeah, I think so. This is probably a video going to be for the I's and the J's. All right, and I hope you enjoy it. And I will stop it here, and I'll meet you over by my movie shelf. All right, and talk to you in a minute. All right, bye. Hello, everyone. I am back, and all right, so we're at the shelf with the eyes. So let's start. So the first one I have is I Am Number 4. I read the book for this. Maybe I should do a review of the book and the movie. I like the movie. I don't think it was really successful in the theaters, but I quite enjoyed it when I saw it, so I put it in my collection. Next up is I'm Not There. After that, I Killed My Mother. It's originally, I think this is a Quebec film, a Canadian film. Who was it directed by? I remember picking up because of that. Directed by Xavier Dolan. It's his first film, and he's a young guy, up and comer in Quebec, and it's supposed to be a really good movie. So originally it was called J'ai tué ma mère, right? So then I have I Spit on Your Grave, the original. This is a exploitation film. It's one of my favorite exploitation films. It's the rape and revenge type of film. And then you have the remake where a girl goes out into the country to write a book, and these locals, you know, sexually assault her, and then the rest of the movie is her hunting them down and killing them all. I Saw the Devil. Should really change the DVD covers for these so they don't have that sticker on them. So I have enough of the empty DVD cases to do it 100 times, so I don't know why I'm not doing it. Next up is another one from that gentleman's collection that I bought off of him, Alain Resnais. I Want to Go Home. Looks like this is a Kino. And second run film by, yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that with all the exclamation points on it or whatever. Well, maybe I will. Jindrich Polak, Ikari XB1. Another one from my collection that I bought off that gentleman there. 2,000 films. It's like over half my collection I bought in one shot. That is Immortal. So probably the I's aren't very long, so I'll probably do the J's as well. And then In America, and In Bruges. Now this film, all right, was a complete surprise to me. I heard some good things about it, and I watched it, and I was quite impressed by this film. This is an extremely good film. After that is Daniel Day-Lewis, In the Name of the Father. All right. And In the Valley of Elah. Not sure if I'm going to keep this film. I watched it. I liked it, but I don't know if I like it enough to keep it in my collection. We'll see. Paul Haggis directed. Did Paul Haggis directed it? Yeah, Paul Haggis directed it. Then Eureka, The Incident. Not part of the Masters of Cinema collection, just a regular Eureka. And we have The Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton one, a good one, the one that wasn't done by Ang Lee. I don't know how Ang Lee did a bad film, but he did that one pretty badly. The Hulk, I mean. The Incredible Shrinking Man. And then Indiscreet. We'll move over to the other shelves. We have Infection. All right. And we have the Infernal Affairs trilogy, DVD. Looking for this on Blu-ray, but I haven't been able to find it yet at a reasonable price. So I will be happy with the DVDs until that changes. That was one of the greatest Hong Kong films of all time. The first one, especially. It's the one that The Departed, the Scorsese film, was based on. Glorious Bastards, the original, not the one done by Tarantino. We have Les Humains. Les Humains. DVD Blu-ray combo, it looks like. And then we have The Inn of the Sixth Happiness, which is part of the Fox Studio Classics. They're numbered. This is number 10. All right. And then we have British Film Institute of the Innocents. And then a Blu-ray of The Intouchables. Intouchables. And then classic sci-fi, Invaders from Mars, another one from that gentleman's collection. Most of the films that I'm showing you that are older, as I said in previous videos, the older ones, the ones you're getting from the 30s, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, most of those I've gotten from that gentleman when I bought his collection. So, and then we have the Invisible Man, the Legacy Collection. And then we have The Invisible Man, which is the first film in that Legacy collection on Blu-ray. We have à l'intérieur, or inside. I bought this. There was a bunch of horror films that this gentleman was selling really cheap, and a lot of the horror films were like well thought of French horror films. So I picked up a bunch of French horror films. We have Ip Man the trilogy, the complete collection. I'm looking for this. There's a Blu-ray collection of this as well. Once I get the Blu-rays, that'll be cool. I did find one of them, which is the first one, Ip Man. But when you have sequels in 3 or 4 films or however many films, I like to have it in one case, in one collection, so that it takes up less space on the shelf. All right, and we got Flight 666, the Iron Maiden documentary. I collect music, Blu-rays and DVDs and that, but only if they're documentaries or have good documentaries in them. I don't really collect the live concerts. I've never been a big fan of live concerts anyways, so to have them on DVD, I really have no interest for them, or Blu-ray. So next up is Gaspar Noé's Irreversible. Has one of the most brutal scenes of any film that I ever watched, which is that scene right there when she's in, what is it, the subway or walking towards the subway. You'll recognize her. That's Monica Bellucci. She's the one that was in the Matrix films. So here's it. Probably, I guess this could be considered the first standalone 4K that I ever bought. It was in a collection of horror films that I bought from a gentleman who was upgrading all of his um, horror Blu-rays to 4K. And I guess he upgraded this one, watched it, and probably didn't like it. Maybe, I don't know, because there was a few 4Ks, but they were 4K Blu-ray. Most of them were 4K Blu-ray combos that I bought off of him, and he had upgraded just to the 4Ks. I guess he just wanted to get rid of all of his Blu-rays where he could. But that one was a standalone 4K, so I can't really watch it. Another classic sci-fi film from that I bought and added to my collection from that gentleman that I bought 2,000 films from. It came from outer space. All right, and after that, It Follows. There's a lot more eyes than I thought there were. I think we'll still do the J's, though. We'll do the I's and J's together, because I know there's not a lot of J's. All right, and then the classic It's Alive. To find this one on Blu-ray as well. I thought I did, but the guy had sold it before I could buy it when I found it. And then after that is the original Michael Caine, The Italian Job. This is a fun watch if you haven't seen this film. It's one that holds up. What is it, from the 70s, right? So late 60s, early 70s, yeah, 1969. It still holds up, and the chase scene in the Austin Minis is really fun to watch. So if you haven't seen this film, yeah, give it a try. I think you'll like it. All right, the next up after that is The Italian Straw Hat. René Clair directed this. Originally it was called Un Chapeau de Pal d'Italie. Do you like my French accent? My English French accent? My Canadian English French accent? All right, after that, another great film. I think I misput this though. I think I have a Capra. I think I have a Capra in my section in my director's part of my library, so maybe I should be putting this in there. It's one of the great, Christmas movies. And then another British Film Institute. Abel Gance's J'accuse. J'accuse. All right. And we got, now we're, so that was the first, J'accuse was the first J. Now we got Jack Reacher. And we got a Kino Lorber Studio Classics, Jack the Giant Killer. All right. Then we got, this one is pretty, this one is a freaky film. If you haven't seen this film, Jacob's Ladder, Adrian Lyne. Don't collect Adrian Lyne's. I have a few of his, but I don't really collect him. I have a few of his films though. All right. And then Jacob the Liar, Robin Williams. Or Jacob the Liar. All right. And then I used to be running around collecting all the different James Bond films. And then I said, screw it. I just bought this one instead. So it's the James Bond collection. All right. There's a light here. So it's basically all the films except the last one, and the two that you know, the comedy there with what was his name, Casino Royale, the original Casino Royale, the comedy. Peter Sellers was in it. Woody Allen was in it. Doesn't include that one because it wasn't the same studio that directed it. And then Sean Connery did a film during Roger Moore's time as James Bond back in the early '80s. He did one for another competing studio. Sean Connery played a James Bond that wasn't part of this collection either. So there's three. There's three films that aren't part of this collection, but basically every other film is there, right? So, and then Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. This is a favorite horror of mine, even though the director is, not the nicest person or whatever, but these two films I quite enjoy. Are you of the type that's that way? Do you like, basically, if a person comes out, there's some, like Bill Cosby, let's say, would you stop watching the Bill Cosby show because Bill Cosby is not as good of a guy as he made himself out to be, to put it mildly? Je t'aime, je t'aime. All right. Alain Resnais. Or do you separate the art from the artist? Right? This it all depends with me. So, like, I watched Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and I didn't really even know about any of that scandal that the director was under or had early in his career or whatever, right? I didn't even know about it. So I enjoyed the films before I knew anything about the director. So, um, so I guess that's probably why I still watch the films. So this is Jimmy. Why am I keep showing it to you? Jimmy Plays Berkeley. It's a documentary. You see the concert as well, but there's a documentary on the university, the Berkeley campus or whatever, with all the protesting during the Vietnam War and all that. So that's one of my favorite all-time comedies. Steve Martin, The Jerk. If you haven't seen this is a hilarious film. I don't think it's dated too badly either. So if you're part of a younger generation, I think you'll still think it's funny. And another Clint Eastwood Western, Joe Kidd. All right. All right. Then another favorite film of mine of Denzel Washington, and that's John Q. About his son needing surgery and he can't afford it, so he takes over the hospital with a gun. And we got the first John Wick. I found the trilogy, the John Wick trilogy, on Blu-ray at Walmart. They want it $30 for it. Fuck that shit. I'll just find them individually for like $2 or $3 each, and then maybe I'll end up finding the trilogy. There's a fourth one coming out anyway, so once another one comes out, then it makes that trilogy package less desirable because you want all four of them in the one package. So Johnny got his gun. All right. All right. Next up is Essential Art House. Janus Film presents Le Jour se lève. Le Jour se lève. Marcel Carnet. All right. I'd like to find a lot more of these, but a lot of these, they're, there's like so many of the Criterion collections are Janus films, right? So the Journals of Knud Rasmussen. Next up is Journey into Fear, one of the classic film noirs. Journey into Fear. All right. And then we have a documentary on one of the most depressing bands of all time, Joy Division. This is before, was it Ian Curtis that was their lead singer? I think it was Ian Curtis, wasn't it? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll put the real name down on the screen. But Joy Division had two amazing albums. I do a lot of the CDs in my collection. I'm doing a group of videos for the CDs in my collection, and I'm mentioning in those when I'm showing the CDs, I'll mention the ones that I consider like the greatest albums of all time, and Closer and Unknown Pleasures would both be up there in the top 100 or 200 albums of all time, in my opinion, by Joy Division. And then Ian Curtis ended up committing suicide, and the band continued on without him, but they changed their name. They called themselves New Order. New Order. All right, so Judex. 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 And then Judgment at Nuremberg. All right. So at the end, nope, we have Jurassic World. I have the rest of these in a box set of the Jurassic Park films, but it's in Steven Spielberg section of my directors section of my library. All right, so that Jurassic World was the last J, and that's it. Those are the J's and the I's and the J's. All right, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. I would like you to, and we will move on to the K's very soon, and look for other videos I put out. I put out numerous ones per week, and hope you enjoy them, like I said, and you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you in my next video. All right, bye for now.